Hi, I'm Chris Overstreet, and I have opinions. And a couple of days ago, this just came across my Blue Sky feed, courtesy of Right Wing Watch. Trump, send me money so I can earn my way into heaven. Yeah. I want to try and get into heaven. Actual fundraising image from Trump's leadership PAC, Never Surrender Incorporated. Yeah. He describes being on the stage in Butler, Pennsylvania, and feeling the hand of God tilt my head at the very last millisecond. I guarantee you that Donald Trump did not write that. He didn't save me for a participation trophy. He saved me because I have a date with heaven, and the only way I earn my place there is by finishing the mission he spared me for, saving America. It also suggests that that Trump can only succeed as president with a continuous flow of contributions, then sending him cash could actually be helping him get into heaven. Oh boy. Now, first, that is extremely bad theology even by fundamentalist Christian standards. Works do not get you into heaven. Technically, faith without works also doesn't get you into heaven, because James and Paul had an argument in that in the Bible, and Paul mostly won because James only has one letter plus a couple of those scraps in the Bible, whereas Paul wrote half the book of the New Testament, But, yeah, works are not enough, and faith is not enough. You need faith and then the works to demonstrate your faith, and then, above all else, it's a gift. Nobody is guaranteed heaven in Christianity. It is a gift from God brought about by the sacrifice of his Son. If you believe that, of course. But more to the point, about 600 years ago, give or take, well, no, closer to 500 really, the Holy See, the Catholic Church, which was the church at the time, and they had the body count to prove it, they had the great idea, we need more money to finance our wars in Italy to expand the Papal States and to pay for all these lovely palaces we're putting up. Let us sell documents that say, you're forgiven of XYZ sin. They're called indulgences. Yeah, you can pay money to get into heaven. And this went over so well that a minor priest in Germany nailed a poster to a door with 94 bullet points complaining about exactly where the Catholic Church could shove it. And now, centuries later, we have not just televangelists who will say, if you do not send me $8 million, God will call me home. And he got to build a university, that guy. Oral Roberts, God, I'm glad he's gone. Yeah, not only are you being offered the ability to pay your way into heaven, not only do you have prosperity gospel people like Joel Osteen saying that if God loves you, you'll be rich, and if you're not rich, it's because you don't love God enough. Not only all of that, now we have Donald Trump, who's telling Christians that the only way he can get into heaven is if they give him more money. I'm going to look something up real quick. Give you the exact Bible quote. Here it is, Matthew 6:24. Let's go by the King James Version here. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and mammon. Mammon being greed, lust for worldly objects. Donald Trump is all about mammon and nothing about God. And if you think that Donald Trump is sent by God, even if you think about it in the same way that Attila the Hun and Genghis Khan were sent by God, which is what both murderous conquerors advocated, even if you believe that, you cannot believe he is a holy figure. He routinely violates every single dictate of Christianity, including the most important one: love your fellow man as you do yourself. Donald Trump has no love for anybody except himself and those who serve him. And if those who serve him stop serving him, he throws them away. Donald Trump is always, eternally out for himself and only for himself. And it says something tragic about fundamentalist Christianity, about Christian nationalism, that it produces people who are vulnerable to this ridiculous, ludicrous, and blasphemous advertising campaign. Why would you ever give money to get someone else into heaven? If you can get into heaven by buying a ticket, it's not worth the trip. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I'm Chris Overstreet, and I have opinions.